recently showed you how to do a chocolate biscotti with almonds, and we're going to go along that same line today, and I'm going to show you how to do two different traditional versions of plain biscotti. We're going to do a traditionally seasoned anise biscotti, and we're going to do an almond biscotti. And the best part about this, again, like we use the brownie mix as a base for the last one. This time we're going to use a sugar cookie mix as the base for this one. And I just wanted to let you know, I do have many scratch Christmas cookie recipes, and I will be sharing some of them. But what my idea is here is to do quick, easy, inexpensive. I mean, these packages of sugar cookie mix are about 98 cents to $1.50 depending on when and where you get them. And for people who maybe haven't cooked a lot and don't have a lot of experience, this really is just pre-measured ingredients. So I think it's a really good place to start. So we're going to start out simply, and then in the end, when I do a really special one for you, it will be very, very detailed. And it is a traditional Hungarian Christmas cookie that my grandmother used to do when I was a child. And it has a lot of steps and a lot of ingredients and makes a lot of cookies. So I just want to give you some background about that. When I was a kid, I remember my mother baking for weeks. And we had our spare bedroom would be filled with aluminum foil pans, just filled to the brim with Christmas cookies. And my mother used to give away trays and trays of cookies to the neighbors and friends and family. I remember her working so hard when I was a kid doing that. But you know, really, the truth of the matter is, the working hard doesn't really have to be that hard. And the most important part about making Christmas cookies is doing it with your family and making the memories. It's not so much about the cookies, it's about the making of the memories. So it doesn't matter if you do it from scratch or you do it from a mix, as long as you do it and make those memories and knit your family together even closer. So I'll stop pontificating and we'll get busy here. So this is what goes into this. We're going to use one package of sugar cookie mix. This is 17.5 ounce package. We're going to use 1 stick of melted butter, a cup of all-purpose flour, 2 eggs, and this is the anise flavored. I'm going to use a tablespoon of whole anise seed. I'm going to use a teaspoon of anise extract. I'm also going to use a teaspoon of my homemade vanilla. And we'll just start putting this all in the bowl. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Thusly, 2 eggs. Oh, my egg doesn't, I broke it. Okay. Oh, wow, I'm being dropsy today. Put my butter over here. Let me rinse off my hands, just a quick rinse. Paper towel. Put the anise in, and the anise seed, this is not something that you probably are going to use a whole lot of, so go ahead and buy a little container. But I will tell you, a little container costs as much as this big one. This big one costs $4.50. And I'm sorry to say that if you go to the grocery store and find anise seed, you're probably going to pay close to that, if not more, for 2 ounces. Here's a teaspoon of anise extract. Give my vanilla a quick shake here. And a teaspoon of vanilla. Like that. Into the mixer it goes. We're going to mix well. And if you remember the last time, it took no time at all for this to blend together really quickly. And this is a good base for biscotti. You can go anywhere with this. If you don't want to use anise seed, use orange rind or lemon rind, use dried cherries and pistachios, use black pepper, and instead of using, you can add a little red wine in here and make a wine biscotti that's a savory biscotti, which I've had before, and they're fantastic. And I'm going to go goodbye to that. I'm going to take my beater blade out. I'm just going to brush it off real quick. This is a nice dough. I am going to move all of this junk out of the way. I've got a whole bunch of stuff here. Let's get this out. Spatula. I'm just going to put my bowl back over here because I'm going to use it again in just a second. Actually, I need to cut this dough in half. This dough isn't quite as stiff as the brownie biscotti dough was, but let's just flatten it out a little. And we're just gonna cut it in half. Ow. Does that look good? It is what it is, right? All right. Okay. And the same here, we're going to form it into a log. And we're just going to spread it out. The recipe recommends that you do a 14-inch log. So, you know, get it as close as you can. It also says it should be mounded slightly in the middle. But like I said, biscotti are homemade. You want it to look homemade, my goodness. There's a reason it doesn't come from the store. Because you made it, right? And you know, like I was saying, my mother, when I was a kid, my mother made so many different kinds of Christmas cookies. And my grandmother, my German grandmother, my mom's mom, made an equal number of Christmas cookies, but different ones. I remember my nanny, my mother's mother, making these little anisette puffs, and they were like these little meringue cookies. And you mixed them up the day before, and you scooped them out onto your pan, and then you had to let them sit overnight in a cool place, and so they would form this little egg white crust on the outside, and then you baked them the next day in a really slow oven, and they were the most delicious light Christmas cookies you ever ate. And then my mom, my Hungarian grandmother, made the kiflis that I'm hoping to share with you closer to Christmas, because you don't want to make those too much in advance and they don't freeze well. They're the kind of Christmas cookie that you just really want to eat right away. Okay, 350 degree oven. I'm going to put it right in there. 35 minutes. Let's make the next batch. I'm going to come right back because I have a few things to get ready before we do that. So I'll see you in a minute. We've got those anise biscotti in the oven, and I wanted to show you, I'm just going to show you what goes into the almond biscotti. And then I'm going to mix it up and go away, and I'm going to throw those in the oven, and then when I come back, we're going to go ahead and do what we need to do with that. So, again, a package of sugar cookie mix, and this is 17.5 ounces. A stick of melted butter that's been cooled, a cup of all-purpose flour, 2 eggs, a cup of almonds, a teaspoon of vanilla, and a teaspoon of almond extract today for this one. All right, I'm going to put everything in the bowl just like before. I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to make it into 2 logs, put it in the oven for 35 minutes. When these are done, I'll come back, we'll cut them up and move on. Okay, I skipped ahead. These baked for 35 minutes. I took them out of the oven, let them cool for 10 minutes, and then I sliced them on the bias about 3/4 of an inch thick. So now we're going to put them back in the oven for 10 minutes, and then we're going to turn the oven off and leave them in here for 30 minutes. After that's all finished, I'm going to come back and show you what they all look like together. I have some chocolate ones that we did. I'm going to do all of these together so you can get a good shot of what they look like. And then you'll be all set to make some of your own biscotti. So I'm going to stick these back in the oven and we'll take it from there. And there you have it, fresh out of the oven. Been sitting in there for 30 minutes after we turned off the heat, and they're ready to cool completely. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick them back in the oven, and because it's late, I'm just going to go to bed, and in the morning I'm going to go ahead and bag these up. These are the chocolate biscotti that we did last night, and I have to tell you, they are delicious. We had them for breakfast. We dipped them in a cup of coffee, and look at how beautiful they are. And these are going to be just equally as beautiful. Bundled up together in a nice box. These would be a perfect gift for anyone, for your neighbor, for your friends, for your coworkers. I hope you try this, and I hope you enjoy it. So as always, happy gifting!